A former Harris County Precinct 6 deputy has been arrested a year after he allegedly killed someone.
Rico Vivar was in court last night. Investigators say he was driving the wrong way on Canal Street in August of last year. He hit another car, killing Ricardo Resendez. Vivar was off duty at the time of that crash. Court records show he was indicted for manslaughter back in June, but wasn't taken into custody until yesterday morning. His bond has been set at $100,000. And a near deadly accident on I-45, the North Freeway. Look at that. A man manages to get out of his car right before it caught fire. It happened near Cross Timbers at 1 o'clock this morning. Police say the driver swerved to avoid hitting something in the road and then got wedged beneath an 18-wheeler. A witness alerted the truck driver, and both men climbed out moments before the car burst into flames. I-45 is now back open.
Wow. And in Southwest Houston, police are searching for a man who they say shot his wife multiple times. It happened just after 3 o'clock this morning at an apartment complex on Wild Indigo Street. Witnesses say the couple appeared to be having an argument right before, and the husband was seen taking off in a truck. The woman's current condition is unknown. If you have any information that could lead to an arrest, call HPD. Also, we want to remind you that there is a domestic violence hotline available 24/7. You can just call 1-800-799-7233 to be connected with resources.
This morning, police are asking for help finding the thieves who stole a pickup truck and nearly $50,000 worth of equipment from a group of athletes.
Yeah, this theft was caught on camera at a hotel in Humble on Canyon Lakes Trace off the Beltway over the weekend. The equipment belongs to the Flying Dragons Pole Vault Club. The team had traveled to Houston from Illinois to compete in the Junior Olympics. And while the young athletes are returning home with 2 national titles, they feel like they lost a lot.
The guys climbing the fence, coming around, doing their little box, breaking into the computer of the truck, finding out the key fob code, and then unlocking, starting the truck, and driving off. It took 3 minutes.
Well, the Chevy Silverado is one of the top stolen trucks in America. All of their pole vaults were in the back of it. Just so upsetting for them.
It is devastating. Well, the FBI unveiling the first ever Houston Most Wanted fugitive list. And just hours after it was released, one of them got caught. Jerrod Smith arrested on federal bank robbery charges. Several of the men face murder charges. You can see the full fugitive list at FBI.gov. Anyone with info on these men or any other incident we just showed you, you can call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous. That number is on your screen, 713-222-TIPS.
Well, it appears the Texas City mayor has 2 choices: resign or go to a recall election and let the voters decide.
A group of people who live in Texas City turned in their recall petition on Tuesday. They want Mayor Dedrick Johnson gone, saying he runs the city like a dictator and is abusing his powers. They cite his handling of public records and police staffing as evidence of abuse. The group claims they got more than 1,600 signatures to move the recall effort forward.
Mayor Johnson sent us a statement. It says, quote, "This recall petition is a smear campaign and witch hunt orchestrated by a few disgruntled police officers who are being held accountable and out-of-town interests. I will let the process run its course."
Hundreds of families are in limbo, wondering if their new school will be ready for the first day next week.
Yeah, the city of Conroe has been at odds with Willis ISD over water for Calfee Middle School. The building sits right outside the city limits. County Judge Mark Kehoe argues Conroe refuses to turn the water on because they believe the district owes them $4 million. City leaders, though, say Willis ISD has known about the process for a few years and has been dragging its feet over an agreement. Either way, parents say they just want their kids in school.
It makes me confused on kind of what's all going on. And it just makes me think what am I going to do?
Stop playing this game of, oh, well, you owe me money, or you should have did this, or that should have happened a month ago. Nobody cares. The only thing we all care about is getting the kids in school.
Well, the city of Conroe plans to call a special city council meeting this Saturday. We have the city's full statement online at fox26houston.com. Well, our top story, Governor Greg Abbott and other state leaders stepping up legal efforts now against state Democrats who broke quorum.
This comes after dozens of House members left Texas to block redistricting plans. Let's check in now with Jade.
Yeah, you guys, the state's top lawmakers are using every tool in their toolbox to get this redistricting deal done. Governor Abbott is now asking the state Supreme Court to remove Representative Gene Wu from the Texas House, calling him the ringleader of the Democrats who left the state to break quorum. The emergency petition filed Tuesday reads in part, almost immediately after Governor Abbott issued his proclamation calling a special session, members of the House Democratic caucus, including Wu, began discussing the possibility of breaking quorum. In the legal filing, Abbott argues that Representative Wu's actions constitute abandonment of office and provide sufficient grounds to remove him from his seat. Representative Wu from Houston is one of the dozens who left the state to stop Republicans from enacting new congressional maps. Attorney General Ken Paxton supports Abbott's push to remove lawmakers who refuse to return, saying Democrats won't have a seat to come back to. But Paxton also noted that state law only allows the Attorney General or a local prosecutor to seek removal, not the governor.
So we have a Texas Supreme Court case that in 2021, the Supreme Court came down and said absolutely they can be arrested. So the challenge here is they go to liberal jurisdictions where we can't get help from law enforcement. So we have really very limited options. One is to wait, which several governors have done and just waited them out because eventually they have to come home. Or two, this core Winthrop motion that are filing that has been done by Abbott. We're going to file something very similar for more of the legislators to take them out of their office, remove them from office, since they are not showing up to do their job.
Now, Representative Wu's office issued a statement saying that he took an oath to the Constitution, not a politician's agenda, and he plans to uphold that oath. Paxton warns Democrats have until Friday to return, or he will take them to court himself. Sally.
Okay, thanks so much, Jade. We will continue to follow that story.
All right, coastal showers each morning for the rest of this week, and then scattered afternoon rain. That'll take us into the weekend, too. High temperatures in the middle to upper 90s inland and low 90s along the Gulf and along the bays. And look for a few areas to watch here in the tropics. Activity almost always picks up in the month of August, so we'll look for that. All right, taking you down here, we're into the Matagorda Bay region where we do have a few showers, pretty typical morning activity there. We have that almost every morning down in Matagorda County. It is 80 in Houston at Hobby Airport. Pearland, you guys are 77 and no rain coming your way this morning. There will probably be a couple of scattered showers near Galveston this morning later on, but for right now, everything's quiet. Current temperature is 83 and high temperatures around the state will be definitely hot, but nothing crazy. About 99 in Dallas, around 101 in Abilene, and 102 for El Paso. In the tropics, we still do have a tropical storm out there by the name of Dexter, not bothering anybody. And I want to show you just the long view here of the GFS computer model forecast, which shows one system moving there into the Atlantic that may develop. And then we're going to watch some activity out here. It's not really picking up on it right now, but there definitely is going to be the chance that we'll see a more robust system out there by the middle part of the month. Here's a look at today's forecast. Notice a pretty decent scattering of rain with a few thunderstorms heading into the afternoon. About a roughly 1 out of 3 likelihood of getting rain each day, taking us through Saturday. High temperatures ranging from 95 to 97.
See if you can identify any of these 4 men wanted in a smash and grab in Northwest Houston. This was inside a grocery store on West Little York last month. They smashed jewelry cases, sprayed employees with pepper spray, and then took off in a red Hyundai Sonata. If you have any information on any of these crimes, reach out to Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. A family wants to hold the managers of an apartment complex accountable for the death of their grandmother. They say she died inside of her hot unit after the air conditioner broke. According to the fire marshal, the Haverstock Hills apartment complex has received several safety complaints since the death of 80-year-old Carolyn Dalcour. She was found inside the apartment last month. Her family says the thermostat read 99 degrees the day after she was found and that her AC unit had been broken for more than a month.
Your negligence took somebody's loved one from them. And Miss Ken, I'm the one called that rent office to beg them, please fix my mama air conditioner, man. It's too hot, you know what I'm saying?
That ain't no way to die, man.
That is not okay.
Well, the cause of death has not officially been confirmed. In a statement, the management of Haverstock Hills apologized to the family, but did not say anything else because facts are still being reviewed. A case of mistaken identity lands a Houston man in ICE custody. Miguel Ponce says he was questioned, then released hours later after agents realized they had the wrong guy. A spokesperson for ICE says they were targeting a violent criminal who has been convicted of multiple child sex offenses, who happened to have the same first, middle, and last name. The agency says the two also looked very similar.
It was a very weird feeling, you know, being pulled out of my car for, I don't even know what, you know, didn't tell me what he pulled me over for, nothing. They kept saying all I had was an order of deportation and a prior encounter with ICE. They never mentioned what this guy was being looked for or whatever, you know. So when they put that out after I came to the news, then I was like, that's crazy.
Well, ICE released a statement saying in part, immediately upon confirming that he was not the target, they took him back to his residence and apologized for the confusion. It's the first day of school for New Caney ISD, one of the fastest growing districts in the Houston area. A new study projects enrollment to be about 20,000, with the district expecting to add nearly 8,000 more students over the next decade. Now, New Caney looks to be the first local district that will have to enforce Texas's new no phones out in school law. Tablets and smartwatches must also be tucked away. All Texas school districts are required to have a written policy in place by September 18th. Fox 26's Abigail Dye explains what parents need to know.
This school year, you won't be getting texts like this one from your kids. Once they walk through the doors of any Texas public school, they can't use this, or any other communication device. House Bill 1481 bans cell phones in schools. Districts like Houston ISD, Katy ISD, and Cy-Fair ISD are among the first to roll out written policies. All of these districts say cell phones can be brought to school, but need to be powered off and stored for the entire school day. The ban includes all communication devices, and some exclusions could apply for students who need their phone for documented medical reasons. Most districts say that phones can be stored in a backpack, but Friendswood ISD is requiring phones to be stored in a locking pouch, while Klein and Cy-Fair are also banning earbuds.
And I understand how much of a distraction phones can be, but prohibiting them from being at school at all and not being able to be accessible at all is just a problem. My child is still in elementary school. He doesn't have a phone, but he has a smartwatch. And I want him to still be able to get in touch with me if he needs to.
Each district has to decide on disciplinary actions for breaking this rule, and at this point it seems like HISD is the only one who has established discipline.
If a device is seen, heard, or used during the school day, it will be removed and stored securely for parent pickup. On first offense, parents may pick up the device after school. Second offense, the device will be held until the end of the next school day. Third offense, the device will be held for the end of 2 school days. Further instances could lead to formal disciplinary action under the HISD Student Code of Conduct.
We break down the details on each policy on this story on our website. For Fox 26 News, I'm Abigail Dye.
And with less than a week until Houston ISD students head back to school, they go back on Tuesday. Superintendent Mike Miles says there are no F-rated schools for the first time since the state's takeover of the district. This is according to preliminary data from HISD. Now, for some context, when the state took over, there were 56 F-rated campuses in the district. The TEA's official ratings for the 2024-25 school year are expected to be released on August 15th.